Hi there, Emily Midgett here with you today for 6th Street Sundries, and today I am super excited to be joining my friends at Honeybee Stamps to celebrate their brand new Make It Merry holiday release. This release is full of a bunch of really beautiful new standalone dies, and I'm going to be using some of them on my project today. So to start, I have the Lovely Layers Poinsettia die set, which I'm going to be pairing with the Olo markers, the Lovely Layers Winter Greenery, the Stacking Art Deco labels with the Winter Gems A2 cover plate. And then we're going to have a sentiment from the Foil Script Holiday Hot Foil set. So to start, I am going to just die cut a bunch of different elements from the Lovely Layers Poinsettia and Winter Greenery sets from some white cardstock. And then we're going to use the Olo markers to add some really intense, vibrant color to these images. You can see how easy these Lovely Layers dies are to line up. And one of the great things about them is that they kind of impress these score lines into each layer. And where the score lines are not, that blank area, that's where you lay the next layer. So the layers lay on top of each other beautifully, and they come together so quickly and easily. So one of the things that I love about having those score lines impressed in each layer is that you know exactly where, if you're going to do this technique, you know exactly where each layer will be visible once you lay them on top of each other. So where those score lines are on each layer is where I'm going to add that really intense color. So for this poinsettia, I wanted to do something that was a little bit non-traditional. I love non-traditional color schemes for holiday projects. And so I wanted to do kind of a really intense plum magenta color for these poinsettias because poinsettias come in such a huge variety of colors. So you can see that I am starting off with the RK marker. That is a black marker. It's red-black. And it has kind of reddish, warmish red undertones. So I'm using the RK marker, and then I'm adding the one of the red-gray markers. I'm pushing the color out with that red-gray marker. And if you want to see more techniques using these Olo markers, I have a lot of different videos on my YouTube channel with these markers. So once I have colored the first layer of the poinsettia petals that are going to be visible, remember those are the ones with the score lines, I use my lightest marker to color around the rest of the petals just so that the white cardstock isn't really showing through. So I'm just going to do that same technique on each subsequent layer. I'm going to lay down that really intense red-black and red-gray and then the maroon and the pink only on the areas that have those score lines, because the blank petals, the ones that don't have the score lines, those are going to be covered up by the next layer. They are not going to be visible. So the only reason that I'm coloring them at all is because when we have a really colorful, vibrant card front, I don't want any little pops of white. I want that die cut to be completely saturated with color. So you can see now I've got a little teeny tiny touch of white on the end of one of the petals. I'm just going to cover that up because that will stick out like a sore thumb on my bright green cardstock card front. So now we've colored each of the subsequent layers for this Lovely Layers Poinsettia, and you can see how beautiful that looks and how dimensional that looks when they're all stacked up together. And I just adhere those with some liquid adhesive. So next we're going to do the exact same thing, the exact same technique with the leaves for the Lovely Layers Poinsettia. And I am using some really deep teal markers to color these leaves. This color combination coordinates beautifully with the dark teal cardstock that we're going to be using for our card base. I'm really, really loving these monochromatic, really intense, vibrant color schemes for holiday projects. So now you can see I've colored all of the different images, all of the different elements that we die cut from the white cardstock. I did end up die cutting a few of the berries from some coordinating plum colored cardstock, as well as some kind of holly or spruce sprigs from some aqua glitter cardstock. So now it's time to turn our attention to the card base. I die cut a large piece from the Stacking Art Deco Labels die, and then I ran it through my die cut machine, that die cut piece, with the Winter Gems A2 cover plate. This die impresses a really beautiful, subtle pattern on your cardstock, so it's great for adding subtle texture to the background of your focal point. So I also die cut a frame that coordinates with the exact same size from that cardstock. It's Spellbinders Blue Spruce cardstock. And I am using some Tidal Pond ink from Pink Fresh to blend around the edge of that embossed die cut, just to kind of help bring that pattern out a little bit and add a little bit of extra interest and texture to that card front. I am using some foam tape to add that really thin, intricate die cut frame around the edge of our debossed frame that we did some ink blending on. And I'm just going to pick that up and add that to the top of the frame, and that just adds one more really fun element of texture and some height to this card. With monochromatic cards, it's very easy for it to look kind of boring, and one of the ways that I prevent that is by adding lots of height with lots of foam tape. So you can see that this poinsettia is going to be a double layer of foam tape. It's going to sit up really nice and tall. So I'm just going to go ahead and arrange the rest of my pieces of foliage around that poinsettia, and I'm going to adhere them with a mixture of liquid and foam tape for tons of dimension and height. We like lots of different elements of height. We like to have different levels of height with these monochromatic cards. And so having those pieces adhered with both liquid and foam adhesive just adds that extra bit of interest to the card front. So I'm adhering the berries here. These are these plum cardstock berries, and I'm just adding them kind of randomly. There's no real rhyme or reason to where they go on the die cut. You can kind of put them wherever you want. And then I'm adding this final little piece of foliage behind this last die cut poinsettia piece. Now we're going to add our Happy Holidays from the Foil Script Holiday Hot Foil set. I used the Spellbinders Satin Metallics Variety Pack to heat emboss that on the blue spruce cardstock, and oh my goodness, what a gorgeous combination that was. It pops so beautifully from that really intense cardstock. I love that combo. And finally, I'm using the die cut picker from Honeybee Stamps to place these gems. These are the Winter Wonder gem stickers from Honeybee Stamps and from this Make It Merry release. And you can see they pick up those gems beautifully. This die picker picks up the gems beautifully, and you can kind of move them around a little bit. I love that feature of these gem stickers. So that's all for this video today. There are tons of giveaways to celebrate this video hop today to celebrate the Make It Merry release. So check out all the details on that in the description below. And if you'd like to see more of my work, you can check out my blog at emilymidgett.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.